What is up, Light Fighters? Thank you for tuning in. As always, this is Light Fighters Anonymous, the show where the tactics are made up, the techniques do not matter, and the first rule is we do not talk about procedures. Today, we're talking about the negligent discharge. At its best, the negligent discharge can be quite an embarrassment for you when it happens in front of the boys, but it can also be incredibly dangerous if it happens around people. At its very worst, the negligent discharge can get somebody pregnant, but I have a solution for you for at least some of that if you hang with me shortly.
Eagle 2, this is Light Fighter 1-1. How copy? Over.
Contact! 1-1, this is Eagle 2. Good copy. Send traffic. Over.
All right, guys, thanks for hanging with me after the intro there. First things first, I want to give a shout out to the boys at Crossfire for this sweet new giddy up. They sent me a t-shirt and some hats. Obviously, my hat was getting a little bit worn, and I am a one hat person, so I am going to wear this one until it is falling off my head. Get your great shit at Crossfire. They make great shit. Today we're talking about the negligent discharge. That is a mouthful, or the ND. We'll start calling it that so I don't embarrass myself any further. But obviously, the ND can be in reference to a couple things. First thing it is obviously in reference to is an actual negligent discharge of your firearm. But there are many safety systems that are built inline and redundant to prevent that from happening. On top of your actual mechanical safety that's built into most firearms, we always follow the 4 rules of firearm safety. Keep it pointed in a safe direction, know your target, what's beyond it, etc., etc. And those will also prevent, and especially keep your finger off the trigger, those will prevent a negligent discharge of an actual projectile of a round. But there is another kind of negligent discharge that happens much more frequently in the field, and it is the light ND. A lot of people set up their little lights with these pressure pads. Even I am guilty of this one. Usually when I'm running in the field, because I don't want a light ND, I will go ahead and unplug my pressure switch just like that. So at least the pressure switch won't send a white beam of light downrange when I'm snooping and pooping with my buddies with night vision on. Obviously, this flashlight still has a pressure switch on the end, as most of them do. So if I accidentally bump that while I'm hiking with it, there gets light. So the solution to this is obviously some lights do have mechanical safeties built into them or lockable heads that have lockout features. But if you don't have this feature on a simpler light, there's something you can make or you can buy called a light cap. And I'm going to show you how to make one today. So another quick shout out to the dudes at 100 Concepts. They are actually making a product I think they call the light cap. And it is exactly what I'm going to show you how to make. I've considered buying one a few times myself, but I like saving money. They do make a fantastic product, and obviously their fit and their finish is going to be a little bit better than what I make today, but I'm going to show you how to make something that's pretty much 90% functional to what they're selling you. Sorry, 100 Concepts, I'm not trying to undercut you guys. I love you, and I wish you all the best. To make our own very own light cap, obviously we need to first find what light we're trying to cap, and I'm not going to be using this one. We don't have a white light on it right now, but this rifle right here is the one with a big white light on the front, and I want to get a cap over that. So first thing first is you got to source some supplies. So let me get you my list of my little box of supplies here. I got most of my tools in here that I need. A little drill, some paint, and a box knife. That's pretty much it. But what I have sourced personally for my light is a Gatorade cap. Now, obviously I'm drinking Snapple today, and Snapple has a cap on it. Your oil can has a cap on it. Your 20-ounce Pepsi has a cap on it. So go sorting around through your shit and find a little piece of plastic cap that fits on your flashlight just as good as this Gatorade cap fits on my white light right here. And this is some sort of Streamlight product, as I love Streamlight. But first steps first is assemble your equipment, or I guess your supplies. A good old Gatorade cap. Your very first step is going to be painting that green. I have one right here that I've already painted green. The next thing you need is a little length of shock cord. This is very cheap stuff. I've ripped this out of some old equipment, and then I just throw it in a box of stuff that I might use. However, you can buy this on Amazon. I'll go ahead and give you a length. This stuff is probably like 1/8 inch or even maybe smaller, but you want a nice small kind of a finer shock cord, not like a bigger stuff that I have on the wall behind me. Let's get rid of that. The last thing you're gonna need is probably a rubber band. I have a couple different rubber bands. I have some parachute bands here, which are kind of big, but they're nice and thick and strong. And then I also have what people call the Ranger band, and I have an assortment of 3 of them here in different sizes. These, I believe, are like high density polyethylene or something like that. They're made of the same thing like a bicycle tire or inner tube is made of. So these are great, and these are what I recommend you getting. Obviously, I bought a pack with a couple different sizes, and of these 3 sizes, I'm gonna be using the smallest one that I've already kind of stretched over my light to make sure it fits. Last thing in here is just a little bit lighter. Sometimes helps you burn the ends of the shock cord. All right, so now that we have our equipment assembled, the first step's pretty simple. You can take your cap and you can either paint it now or you can paint it later. I've got one that's obviously unpainted, a little Gatorade cap here, and I'm gonna be working with that just because I think it'll look a little bit better on camera. The first thing I'm gonna do here, aside from paint it, is I'm gonna get a little drill. I believe I've got a 3/16 bit or something like that. Something about the size the same as my shock cord. And I'm gonna go ahead and try not to hurt myself. I'm gonna drill a little hole right in one side right here. And then I'm gonna go exactly 180 degrees from the other side. And using my safety squints, we're just cutting plastic, I'm gonna drill another hole. All right, and as you can see, right there, I've just drilled 2 holes in the side of this Gatorade cap. Simple as can be. The next step. Now, because mine doesn't have a lot of relief on the sides and it fits pretty snug, I'm gonna go ahead and make some relief cuts on the side of this. On either side of my hole, I'm just gonna cut down to the base of the cap. That's just gonna give me a little bit of a phalange or something like that, that this shock cord's gonna hold on to, and then it's gonna be able to still sit nice and flush and not leak out any light. So I'm trying not to hit my holes, because if I hit the holes, I gotta start over, but I'm just gonna cut straight down. Lock your box knife so it works. 1 cut. Got a little close there, don't do that again. 2 cut. So I cut those little holes and cut those relief cuts right there. That's just gonna give me some relief from my shock cord because it fits so snug on the tip of my light. The next step is pretty simple. Take your length of shock cord. It doesn't matter how long it is right now because we're gonna trim it later, and we're gonna affix it to our light. So this works pretty simply. First step is you just loop it around the back, and then you crisscross it down the middle and loop it down the middle. That will end you up with something like this, which you can then loop 1 more time if you wish to, but you don't, I believe, have to. I don't think there's an actual art to this. Again, we're ripping off the guys at 100 Concepts, so you just go look at how theirs look. It'll probably be just fine. So we're going to run across those 1 more time back here, and then I'm going to take this rubber band and stretch it over my light. So right about there is where I'm going to stretch that to. And then I'm going to try and cross these a little prettier. Right there, so it still looks cool. Gotta look cool. First rule is look cool. And then at this point, I'm going to affix my light cap and then probably actually push these through. And I might need to cut some fresh ends on this. Let me grab some scissors. Obviously, fresh ends and a lighter are going to make your job a little bit better when feeding this stuff through. So there's 1, there's 2. And at this point, you just kind of tuck it in over where you want it to sit. And then you're just going to tie a knot in the end here. Now, you don't have to pull a bunch of extra shock cord out of there. The shock cord does its job. So just tie a knot in the end. And then you have basically everything's done. You just trim off your excess. And when you want to use your flashlight, you just flip this to the side. And you use your flashlight. And when you're done using it, just flip your cap right back over. Obviously, you're going to have a painted version that matches your flashlight. And then you can actually spray some extra black in here or anything in there. Do a couple extra coats on the inside. And that'll really prevent any light from escaping this thing. But guys, this is the 100 Concepts / Gatorade nightcap, flashlight cap we have at home. Hope this was fun for you. I hope you didn't learn a damn thing. As always, kiss your mothers, respect. I appreciate you guys. The comment section's the fastest way to call me an idiot. Please like, subscribe, and share. I've demonetized my channel, so you have to watch less ads. Rock on.